I was gonna finally make an Aurelion Soul guide this week, but after yet another problem with League of Legends, here we are. I still really enjoy playing League of Legends. I know, right? It's crazy. But with all the talks about there being a very small amount of creative content left in the scene, I wanted to explain a few of the reasons why I, along with some other content creators, don't really make the types of content that we used to when it comes to League. And I'm skimming over the state of the game itself because we already know it kinda sucks. Moving on. Creative League content, which is a very broad term in and of itself, started off pretty simplistic back in the day, but became more interesting as people started discovering and creating new tools. Scripted videos and montages were able to use third-party replay systems to achieve a more professional look, and the wonderful guy over at Skin Spotlight single-handedly developed the camera tool and creator suite, which is the thing that every person who gets cinematic camera angles in League uses. Whether they used the camera tool and replays or not, creators found different ways to have fun with League content, with scripted champion guides, montages, music, and more. But the thing that most people outside of content creators don't know about is how difficult making these videos has become over time. For most of the years that people made League content, myself included, there was no official replay tool implemented by Riot. I can go down the list of the different programs, including LoL Replay, Skin Spotlights Replays, Baron Replays, LoL Replay 2, and LSI, just to name a few. Many of these replay clients worked much better than Riot's replay tool, but received updates with intrusive ads, lost support, or got pushed out by Riot's own system. It took 7 years for Riot to finally implement their official replay tool, and there are a plethora of problems that make me wish that LoL Replay 2 still worked at all, even though it literally played video ads when you launched replays. I'll fucking take the ads. I want it back. First off, with Riot's new tool, you can only use replays of finished games, meaning if you need to get a singular shot from the practice tool, you have to waste time killing the enemy nexus, while old replay tools like Skin Spotlights allowed you to leave a custom game and the replay would still save. This gets worse if you need more than one player. To make videos like Udyr's Bizarre Adventure or Magikarp's League Anime, we needed multiple people in a custom game. Outside of having to grind minions to level up abilities, we would also need to now kill the Nexus instead of just leaving the custom game every time we needed new cinematic clips. The fact that there is still no multiplayer option for the practice tool makes cinematics with more than one person incredibly time consuming, and I think that a multiplayer practice tool could serve a lot of helpful purposes outside of just creative content. But that's a whole other subject for another day, so let's get back to complaining about replays. LoL Replay 2 was arguably the best replay client we've had. In addition to working on every patch, it saved every replay, while the League client requires you to constantly save replays from your past 20 matches or lose them forever. And the League client can only play replays from the current patch, requiring you to back up executables, create shortcuts, and rewrite file paths in the hopes that they'll still work down the line. This is why Riot's disapproval of third-party programs is disappointing. While it's understandable that they don't want these kinds of applications being used for their game, they should at least provide something on a similar level, if not better, than random competition from the internet. Even on the newest patch and client, once I'm able to load up a replay successfully and get the creator suite started for some sweet cinematic angles and effects, there's no guarantee that Skin Spotlights has been able to get it to work with the current patch. He has to adjust the tool every time a new patch comes out, because without constant fixes, it can barely work. Wanna rewind time while tracking a champion? Wanna do something cool with the skybox and keyframes? I mean, go ahead, press the key. It's a gamble, you know, life's a gamble. And then there was that one time where some anti-cheat work on the PBE almost just destroyed the camera tool as a whole. I want to shift focus for a second to take a look at a community with an incredible amount of creative content. Despite whatever negative opinions you may have about the game itself, it took Fortnite less than a year to implement a fully functional official replay system and camera tool, including depth of field and camera tracking, and they've already held multiple contests to get people inspired to experiment with their new tools. These kind of features, along with community interaction, results in incredible videos like this one. Meanwhile, it's fairly public knowledge that Riot has their own sandbox system and camera tool that they use to produce entertaining, high-quality trailers for new champions and skins, but they don't seem to have plans to release it to the public. But I want to say thanks to Katie and Riot support for the answers anyway. I mean, have you seen the Godfist Lee Sin trailer? Like, holy shit! Crude power and no technique. Do you know how long this would take if they had to kill the Nexus in every custom game? Riot's lack of support for fan-made content doesn't end with their replay and camera tool, with another example being their recent overhaul of in-game models. This conversion made it impossible to create custom skins, damaging the incredibly creative community that developed them. Red Riot, a creator and friend of mine, grew his channel making silly custom skins, and after Riot's recent changes, he stopped making League videos altogether. However, the custom skin issue is fairly complicated, and Red Riot explained it pretty well in his video.
Now, I'd venture that most people that likely don't even use custom skins like to jump on the Riot hate bandwagon at any given opportunity. So let me just say this. Guys, you can be mad or disappointed, but they are well within reason to be doing this, and they have always been. Custom skins have always been in the realm of kind of breaking their terms of service, but they just kind of overlooked.
Over the 3 years that I've been making League of Legends content, it's been frustrating to continuously run into technical issues that only get worse with Riot's intervention, and it makes half the creative process, the part where I actually get the footage, something I sort of dread instead of look forward to. Magikarp used Fly as another example of someone whose League content has changed as of late, as one of the main reasons he stopped making his actual Champion Spotlight series was due to how aggravating it is to use the camera tool and Riot's replay client. To give you an idea of how annoying trying to make this content can be, let me give you a little rundown of what it's been like trying to make my Aurelion Soul guide. While some of it may just be bad luck on my end, it's discouraging that things like this have been happening for years. First, I went to play Aurelion Soul, but he was disabled for a week due to bugs in the bi-weekly patch. Then, after playing a bunch of games to get enough footage, I decided to use the replay tool to create a cinematic intro, and while grabbing different camera shots and angles, what do you mean the camera tool crashed again? I also discovered that each time you press backspace to move back in time 15 seconds during a replay, Aurelion Soul's stars disappear until you hit it again. It's just so fun! Oh shit, because I played a bunch of one-for-all games with my friends to make a different video and forgot to save my Aurelion Soul replays, they're gone forever! It's not like Skin Spotlight's replays or LoL Replay 2 saved, I don't know, every game you ever played automatically as long as the program was open? And most recently on August 6th, a patch came out that, for no apparent reason, caused replays and some gameplay to drop under 60 frames and constantly stutter when bound to champions. So my point is, I like League of Legends. Just let me make videos on your game. So that was just a quick overview of some of the reasons why making League content has become more difficult over the years. I could say more, but I'd probably put everyone to sleep if I talked about the details and specifics. So for now, I'll just say this. I think creative League content still has the potential to thrive, but unless Riot makes changes and improvements and begins to care more about this side of their community, both new and old creators will be discouraged from trying to create anything at all. Why go through all of the hassle I explained when you can just launch a fully functional replay of Fortnite in like 10 seconds? It saddens me because I want to keep making videos on League of Legends, and I think montages, comedic guides, animations, music, and everything in between really has the potential to bring in new players and remind old ones that League is still an entertaining game. I'm not saying there isn't anyone left. If you look hard enough, you can still find some really great creators, but I really hope something changes, or I don't think League of Legends will have a great future when it comes to creative content.